Okay, so in the previous tutorial actually we have seen how we can spawn the workers with respect to specific resource building. But if you remember, sorry, if you remember, we have this small issue, the character is spawning, but the spawning position is not quite accurate, right? So today, let's try to fix it. So basically, we have to do a landscape aligned spawning, right? So if you, so I'll close these other tabs because I don't need those stuff. And if you remember in the resources and resources spawners, and in the BP resources spawner, actually we have done somewhat similar thing, which is this logic, right? Basically, instead of directly taking a random location from the specific bound, we first did a line trace and detect the ground, and once we detect it, we had done this spawning, right? So I think we have to do the same thing over here as well. So maybe let's try to copy this exact same function and go to the BP resource building base and paste it over here. And I'll maybe maybe I'll keep the exact same function name because it's self-explanatory, like in this blueprint. And we need to check it from the worker spawn area bounding box and get the random location. Also the C line trace depth should be some higher value. So if you go to the setup, and here actually I have assigned it 2000. So maybe let's have the same value, 2000, and I'm sensing the world static, which is the landscape, and later on actually we can create a different object type for the landscape and assign it to here, but for now I think this would be fine. So I'm ignoring the self. Also, if this is a blocking hit, then I'm returning the corresponding impact point, and this function should be a pure function. Okay, so if you remember how we did the resource spawning, this is the way. So I'll copy this function and this branch, and let's go to the BP resource building base, spawn worker, and I think I don't need this stuff anymore, so I'll maybe unplug that value, and maybe first let's try to place this thing over here. Okay, so if it is a valid hit, yeah, so let's split the struct, and if it is a valid hit, then we have a spawn transform location. Also for the actor rotation, I can use the get actor rotation. The scaling would be same, and the spawn collision handling rule is same. Okay, now let's compile and save, and maybe just for the debugging purposes, let's try to make it for duration. Let's try to simulate. Okay, now you can see actually it's detecting the ground, but yeah, maybe let's increase the size. 5 by 5 maybe. Okay, no, perspective left. Okay, let's try to simulate it again. Okay, now the position is correct, right? The world is sensed by the line trace, and corresponding location will be the positions where our worker is going to be spawned. Maybe let's try it again. Sometimes it doesn't work. I believe the issue is at the maybe this rule. Let's make it do not spawn, or maybe let's keep it default for now. Okay, it works. Well, actually it gives a position over here correctly, otherwise spawning won't work. And the line trace depth would be fine as well. Impact point is again correct. Yeah, I think maybe we have to add some displacement here as well. So at the spawn work, let's try to break this thing. Let's try to make X position, Y position. Also, let's add some sort of offset, maybe like 100, just for the testing purposes. And let's try to yeah, actually let's first disable worker spawn areas. Let's first disable collisions, and we don't need to generate any sort of overlap events. And let's try to play it. Okay, it works. Yep, now actually the spawning works pretty much fine, and this offset is bit much larger than we wanted. Maybe let's add 10, and let's try to play it again. Great, now the position seems correct. Yeah, so now the worker is not still spawning on the ground some edge cases, but most of the time it works, right? And yeah, so you can see, like, if we don't have a specific location, we are not going to spawn. Again, maybe let's try to set the collision rule, try to adjust location, but always spawn. And let's try to play it again. Okay. So how about the collision of the collision preset? Everything overlapped. Maybe let's try to spawn multiple worker instances. Okay, so actually we are spawning only one worker, right? or maybe just for the testing purposes, let's spawn like 5 workers or something like that. Okay, I mean approximately, the possibility is 5, the detecting the correct location. Only one worker position is wrong. Let's try it again. Yeah, maybe like the collision happens correctly, but yeah, the trace depth is also fine. Yeah, maybe let me debug this first. Okay, so I think I have fixed the issue. So basically all I did was um, yeah, so make sure to set this collision handle override to try to adjust location but always spawn. That's the first thing. And in this get random location class, I think yeah, no, actually not this one. So in the BP resource building base, make sure to set the collision handling override class for the oldest spawn but ignore collisions. That's the first thing you have to do. And next, make sure to add some offset. So for me, I think 50 would be fine. So maybe like you can change this value based on your requirement, right? um, and everything else remains same, right? Nothing was changed over here. So let's try to simulate it again. Okay, now you can see every worker is spawning at the correct position, right? No one is floating or no one is under the ground as well, right? Yeah, so that's it. The only change I did was setting this collision handling override rule to this specific value, plus by adding some offset, it correctly detect the hit location and the spawn location. Okay, and I think I don't need this for loop, right? Because I have added only just for the testing. Later on, actually, we can have custom instances of this work resource building classes for the spawning multiple work instances. But for now, I think this would be fine. And let's check other instances as well. So I will make this resource building active. Also, I'll make this resource building active. Actually, let's move it a little bit further. Okay, and I think I need to fix the orientation of this resource building as well, because they are facing at the other side. So maybe let's go to the BP resource building, and there is, yeah, actually let's go to the instances one by one, and let's fix the rotation of this mesh. Same standard, not that, I think this one. Okay, and this one also should be rotated 180. Oh, okay, 0, and BP mine, same standard, 0 minus 90, minus 90. Okay, everything is compiled and save all. So make sure to set those stuff active as well, and we have assigned the corresponding worker classes. Let's simulate. Okay, so the farmer also, farming girl also spawned, also miner is spawned, and our lumber is also spawned. Great. And I think now we can disable this trace because it's enabled just for the testing. And let's try to simulate it again. Yep, everything works pretty much fine. And yeah, so I think that's how we spawn the worker instances aligned to the landscape. And yeah, so I'll see you in the next tutorial.